Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Nagaland government decides to stop all collection of tax or fees on commodities under GST regime across the state immediately. Governor Ravi conceives setting up of 100-room patients hostel facility in Dimapur for citizens coming from remote areas of Nagaland. 11 states including Nagaland achieved targets set by Ministry of Finance for capital expenditure in first quarter of 2021-22 and Hindi Diwas being celebrated across the country. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others to get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower the guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075 and state helpline number 1800-345-0019. And now the news. Nagaland government has decided to stop all collections of any kind of tax or fees on items or goods that comes under GST regime by all the municipals and town councils across the state immediately. The state government also directed all government departments or agencies which may be collecting taxes on any item falling under GST regime to immediately stop such collections. This was decided yesterday during a meeting held under the chairmanship of Deputy Chief Minister Y. Bulletin. The meeting decided that Commissioner of Police Dimapur, in consultation with PHQ, will immediately put in place a security grid and take other measures, including stationing sufficient security personnel at various locations to check illegal taxations or extortions. Besides, the administrators of all urban local bodies will take steps for including the representatives of the business communities of their cities or towns in their advisory committees for taking decisions in respect of various business-related activities. Further, the state government has appealed Confederation of Nagaland Chamber of Commerce and Industries to reconsider its call for going for statewide closure of all the shops and business establishments on 16 September and to give support and cooperation to the government departments for tackling the menace of illegal taxations, extortions, and also for assisting in further improving the ease of doing business in the state. Governor Ravi has conceived to set up a 100-room patients hostel facility in Dimapur to mitigate the problem of the citizens coming from remote areas of Nagaland to Dimapur for medical treatment who face problems of affordable lodging facilities. A release from PRO to Governor stated that Cabinet Minister of Power, New and Renewable Energy, Raj Kumar Singh, a dear friend of the Governor Ravi and an ardent well-wisher of the people of Nagaland, has agreed to meet the cost of the project, for which the Governor has expressed his gratitude to the Union Minister. It also said that as instructed by the Governor, Deputy Commissioner Dimapur has tentatively located the land and assigned to prepare building plan and management of the patients' hostel. Further, the state government has been requested to provide the needed assistance and guidance to the Deputy Commissioner Dimapur for early completion of the project. It also added that the proposed facility will be constructed soon and will start serving the needy people of Nagaland. Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee (NPCC) has said that a one-day business shutdown in Dimapur on September 16, called by Dimapur Chamber of Commerce and Industries in protest against rampant multiple and illegal taxation by NPGs and government agencies, is a grim reminder of how the elected government has failed the people and the state. In a press release, NPCC alleged that the state government run by regional parties like NPF and NDPP together with the BJP have only managed to create a situation where illegal taxations have flourished while condemning law-abiding citizens to live under constant threat posed by nefarious elements. While extending its solidarity to the call for business shutdown in Dimapur, The NPCC urged upon every right-thinking citizen, irrespective of political affiliations, to come forward and hold the elected government accountable for abdicating their duty and responsibility towards the people. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on a YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. 11 states have achieved the target set by the Ministry of Finance for capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2021-22. These states are Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Rajasthan and Uttarakhand. Ministry of Finance in a statement said that as an incentive, these states have been granted permission by the Department of Expenditure to borrow an additional amount of 15,721 crore rupees. The additional financial resources thus made available will help the states in pushing their capital expenditure further. Nagaland was permitted an additional borrowing amount of 89 crore rupees. Hindi Diwas is being celebrated across the country today. It was on this day in 1949 that the Constituent Assembly adopted Hindi written in Devanagari script as the official language of the country. Today, Hindi is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world and the first language of more than 520 million people. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has greeted the people on Hindi Divas. In a tweet, Naidu called upon people to remember the ideals and harmony of the Constituent Assembly on Hindi Divas, which gave respect to Hindi and Indian languages in the Constitution. He said our languages have been the source of cultural unity of the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also greeted the people on Hindi Divas. In a tweet, Modi said, people from different regions have played a remarkable role in making Hindi a capable and competent language. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has appealed to the people of the country to take pledge that they will discharge the national duties of the country with full responsibility and follow the constitutional responsibilities by doing the works in Hindi. In his address on the occasion of Hindi Divas, Shah said that the government is committed to the conservation of all the languages in the country. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur, greeting the people on Hindi Divas, said, when the language of the nation becomes the carrier of development, then the love for the nation and faith in the government increases among the citizens. On this occasion, Principal Director General of All India Radio News, N. Venutal Reddy, has said that the role of All India Radio in promoting the usage of Hindi across the nation is very significant. Nagaland today reported 37 fresh cases of COVID-19 positive, 43 recoveries and 1 death. Of the fresh cases reported, 18 were detected from Dimapur, 13 from Kohima, 3 from Pek, 2 in Mukokchung and 1 from Beren. With this, the total confirmed caseload has increased to 30,694, while the total recovered cases stood at 28,538. At present, there are 571 active cases and 632 COVID-19 deaths in the state. And now, 20 news, here are the main points again. Nagaland government decides to stop all collection of tax or fees on commodities under GST regime across the state immediately. Governor Ravi conceives setting up of 100-room patients hostel facility in Dimapur for citizens coming from remote areas of Nagaland. 11 states, including Nagaland, achieve targets set by the Ministry of Finance for capital expenditure in the first quarter of 2021-22, and Hindi Divas being celebrated across the country. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.